Are you ready for life-changing experience? The wind that is needed in your own soul. You blow life into your future. The step that you are taking right now, the XYZ to get there, is all in your hands. You are the author of your life story. With the help of the master author and the finisher of your faith, you can accomplish all things. You are moving from ABC to XYZ. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because you have all the key ingredients. It is the best time of your life to do the best things in your life. You have systems and processes here, a clear roadmap. You are your own rescue. All the equipment and the wiring is within. You are naturally talented. You have all of the ingredients to be the best version of you that you can be. You have it. Focus and determination is all yours. Nothing can stop you. You sell yourself to yourself when you believe, because you're building a greater you for you. I'm so proud of you, sis, for showing up today to be the best part of your new life. Are you ready? Are you absolutely ready? Get ready, get ready, get ready, because all the things that needed are right here within you. All this is an opportunity and chance to pull out and motivate and inspire you. Yes, the you that you've always been, that you're going to go into another level, a new dimension in your life. When you do this, legacy is going to change. You will have results that you've never had before. Prosperity and productivity, because you showed up for you. Greatness is within you, my sister. You have all of the opportunity today to be able to make the rest of your life a different story. You are the author. You are the wind that blows into yourself. No more procrastinating. You stand on the I did, not on the I will or I can, but I did, because I showed up for myself and I put grit, I put action, I put determination on the roadmap for my future. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the great exploits that will happen? Are you ready for the wonderful things that's going to transpire in your life? Because you decided today to show up for yourself, to show up for the future you that is thanking you right now in the future. Yes, we speak those things that were as though they're not. They are. They are. Speak into yourself. Believe on yourself. Blow the wind into your soul that you need to go from ABC to XYZ. You got this, sis. You got this. You have the processes. You have the systems. And most of all, you have you. You are the most incredible part of this process. You, the determined you. You, the results-oriented you. You, the you that came today prepared to change the rest of your life. You, the you that sit and say, yes, I will learn. You, the you that says, yes, I will grow. You, the you that says, yes, I will move into another dimension in my life. The you that blew wind into yourself, because you are the author of your fate. You are the author of your life story. You are the author of your productivity. You are the author of the purpose that was put and placed inside of you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Take that focus and that determination and get ready to build upon the building blocks that you already have established. You are great. You are mighty. You are you. Ready?
All right, good people. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Hopefully everybody can hear me really well. Let me check this because I forgot to mess with this microphone. So hopefully everybody can hear really good. Put in the comments how it's been going for you this week. We'd love to hear whether you're watching live or if you're watching in the replay. We definitely want to hear about that. Okay. All right. So we're getting ready to move. We're going to move today and get out your way because we want you to spend some time getting the actual work done. All right. So today is day number 4. We're so very excited for day number 4 because in day number 4, we're really going to put some meat on this skeleton that we've given you. And so again, hopefully everybody has your workbook. You got it. If you did not get your workbook, you signed up through Zoom. If you're watching this on YouTube, you have to sign up on the actual XYZ challenge link. If you sign up on there, this will be sent to you. If for some reason something happened, there's a glitch and you didn't get your workbook and you are signed up, hit me up. hello@bridgetbrownjackson.com, or you can go straight into the link that's being sent to you and you can go in there and click on contact me. And that will help you get contacted with me, right? Okay, so I am ready to go. Like I put a lot of energy in this workbook. I started doing this workbook a while ago, excited about doing this challenge. And so I had some challenges last year in 2020, but my challenges, I was doing 7 days. So I chunked this down to doing it in 5 days, be able to get you some really good work. And so don't mind me if I'm looking around because I'm looking at this other monitor. I'm looking at my phone that won't allow me to get on the Zoom so I can watch as well. I try to watch from different monitors. This is too funny. This has never happened. I am cracking up laughing. Like, I don't know why it's doing that. But anyhow, or they say, anywho, you know what? I should have tried it a different way. But anyways, I'll leave that alone. I got this. I can see myself there. I can see myself here. So hopefully that works out. All right. But I was trying to watch it in the Facebook channel and watch it on the YouTube channel, as well as I'm on the Zoom watching it. All right, so I want to make sure I didn't lock anything up. So hold on one second. Yep, okay, so I did not lock anything up. All right, okay, so we're ready to go. Now, day 4. Day 4, we have a lot that we're going to share, and ready or not, here we come. Okay, so I can see that. Can you see that? Because now my touch screen is totally gone. All righty. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for a second because my stuff is just really gone. Give me 1 second. Bring this back over here. Make it easier. So how's everything been going? Again, put in the comment section for me. How are things going for you? So I'm doing a split screen. I don't know if you all know how to do split screen, but I'm gonna have to do a split screen because I want to be able to see what you all are seeing in real time. Okay. It just refuses to let me see that. I'm trying to watch it on YouTube so I can see what you guys are seeing. All right, well, we're just gonna go ahead and go. We're gonna go for it. I'm gonna trust the process. You know how sometimes you trust the process. And so what also I did not do, I need to put the recording back on. Oh, it's recording. Okay. All right. I'm about to share my screen again. All right, here we go. Yeah, I can't see me again. I promise you, I practice this always before. Okay. Stop sharing. Okay. Okay, so I can see it on there. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go to YouTube from my phone and then we can get this started. But I had everything going. It just has a mind of its own and wants to do what it wants to do. So that's okay. I'm smarter than my computer. That's my favorite saying. So what I did was just did YouTube from my phone. All right, so I'm about to share the screen again with you. Here we go. All right. So let's roll. Let's roll with it. I'm not going to say that I can't. I want to see myself on my computer. But that's okay. I see myself on my phone. Okay. So again, we're doing the 5-day challenge. Today is, I don't know why that wasn't changed. Today is day number 4. As you can see, I circled it, put a heart around it because this is one of my favorite parts. Okay. This is one of my favorite pieces. Day number 4, because we're going to actually get into the SMART goals. And this is something that I use. SMART goals is something that I use as a school administrator, whether we were doing school-wide goals or whether my teachers, my staff were doing individual personal goals to help them just be more successful. We use SMART goals. I've used SMART goals in my personal life. I've used SMART goals in my business life. It really actually works. Okay. So yesterday and the day before, I told you about the written goals. So remember, if you have written goals with accountability, you're going to hit the bullseye 76% more likely. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have goals with accountability measures put in there. And again, we'll talk more about that at the end. All right. And so I just want to talk with you and share with you the fact that we're getting ready to laser down. Remember yesterday, I showed you a clip of the female. She was running and she was on the track, right? She was running. Well, today I'm showing you the laser piece. We're going to look at the shoes. So the SMART goals is the shoes to help you get through this race that you're going to get through. Okay. And so think about it. In a race, would you want to race barefoot? I know I wouldn't. Actually, today, some days I do my exercise barefoot. And for the past 2 days, I've put my tennis shoes on. And it has really made a difference of me, some of the moves that I'm doing, being able to have a grip on the carpet and my foot not sliding, because I like to wear these nice, cushy, soft, comfortable socks, right? And so I was sliding the other day doing my exercise. So I want you to think about this. The SMART goals are going to be the shoes for you in the race. You don't want to leave home without them. So We're going to take it from a laser focus, being able to see it from the foot standpoint of looking at your feet. Okay. So this is the feet to what you're going to go. We already talked about this yesterday. Just a recap. Plan 365. If you want to really, really gain momentum 365 days out of the year, then you want to make sure you work backwards, starting at 10 years out. And I would again say 20 years out, especially depending upon your age. You definitely want to go out that 20 years. So go out there 20 years and then come back 10 and then come back 5, then come back 1. And then what we're going to do is do what we're doing today. Then we're going to laser down and come up with those 1-year things, but we're going to break it and chunk it into 90-day pieces. And those 90-day pieces, we're going to chunk into daily pieces. Make sense? Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. All right, again, just a recap. You want to make sure that you're thinking about what are your career, professional, business aspirations? What are your social, your relational aspirations? And then what are your lifestyle aspirations? Now, this one is for me. You all see all those different famous places? You see me, famous icons or landmarks, right? All those. You got the Eiffel Tower. You got the Statue of Liberty. You got the Lord in England, the clock. And so you have all these, India. There's one in there. So you have all of these different icons. Well, that's mine because I want to travel the world. I want to again have a laptop style life. I want to take my laptop wherever I can go. And I want to do whatever I want to do. So again, whether it's me being on the missionary field or whether me just traveling just for fun, taking my grandchildren wherever they want to go, that's my goal. And so think about that in relation. What are those big, bodacious goals that you have? You're going to put them way out and then work your way backwards. Because what you do today, what you're doing right now, you're investing in your time. You're investing your time and you're watching this, you're participating in this. So whether you're here live or whether you're participating in replay, you are a part of your actual future. Okay. And so remember, we said those rungs. And so just like you're climbing a ladder, you're going to be climbing a ladder. So you're going to be climbing a ladder to get your 90 days. Okay, so each rung on that ladder is getting you closer to your 90 days. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You're going to be climbing a ladder. Just want to make sure going to be climbing a ladder to you all can hear. 90 days. Okay, so each rung. Okay, sorry about the reverb. Just wanted to make sure that the listening was on. Okay. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to drill down to the 90 days. But here's where we have to start. So SMART. The SMART goals is SMART. So the S in SMART stands for being specific. Okay. So remember when I told you my goal, my big bodacious goal is to have a multi-million-dollar professional development organization. Okay. So when you think about that, think about John Maxwell, think about Lisa Nichols, think about Eric Thomas, think about Tony Robbins, think about Sam Carpenter. That was one of the first books that I told you. He has it. So think about those type of people. They have where they teach professional learning. Now, they might not call theirs particularly professional development. And the reason why I am saying that is because I came out of the educational world, right? I really want to come back to the educational world and really hone in to that's where I'm going to be 10 years out, right? Being able to help nonprofit and schools and organizations with their team, their training and all of that. And so my goal is to have that multi-million-dollar organization. So what needs to be accomplished? Who's going to be responsible for it? And what steps would I take to achieve it? So I need to be very specific in my goal. And so that would look like, again, I'm going to be the CEO of this organization. Who's going to be responsible for it? Well, I am. And then I'm going to have a team of people responsible. I'm going to have a CFO. I'm going to have not just a CFO, I want a CPO. So remember, chief, well, I say remember, I say that all the time, like people remember. Okay, you might not have been on my podcast. I was talking about this on one of my podcasts, chief people officer, because a lot of organizations put money into stuff, into the things instead of the people. I'm a clear opponent, sorry, can't think at the end of the day. I think so much that one of the components of a great organization needs to be making sure that the human aspect is taken care of. Okay. And so I saw that a lot in my leadership. That was one of the things that people are first. People are absolutely first. So people are first. And so that's a part of my specific part of my goal. So if I was doing this for my 10-year out, and right now I want you to laser focus. So we're going to do the SMART goals for what we're going to accomplish right now this year. Okay. So one of my goals is, again, refining my curriculum that I have. And so my specific goal is, again, what needs to be accomplished? I need to, again, hone in. I'm developing a whole nother a course, right? And so who's going to be responsible for that? Bridget. What steps need to be taken? Well, one, I need to get my virtual assistants handling things. I need to make sure that I'm working on getting all of that stuff, putting that stuff together, packaging that, the marketing plan. So all of these different pieces that's going to come with it. Okay. But my goal is to get it finished, to get it done. So I already have a curriculum. I'm working on another total project for 2022. Okay. And so then the next step is measurable. So my goal is getting my new, well, I'll say this, launching it. It's more launching it than getting it, because it's already packaged, put together. Well, it's a couple of little things that need to be fixed with it, right? So we're going to think about the launch. So that's what the example I'll give you instead. So the launch, a measurable goal explains how the goal will be quantified. What are the numbers? Okay. And so for me, mine would be, I want to have this launch where it's in the hands of at least 25 participants. Okay. So that's going to be my key number. So you want to make sure that you have some key performance indicators. So what's going to indicate your measure of success? You need to put, again, quantify it, not qualify it, quantify it. So you're going to be specific, and then you're going to measure. And then you're going to make sure that it's achievable. So the A stands for achievable. What steps will you take to achieve it? How achievable is the goal realistically? Because it needs to be realistic, because if it's not realistic, guess what? You're not going to do it. So make sure it's realistic. Do you have the resources, and are there any barriers or obstacles? So remember the other day, I was talking to you all about SWOT, right? I talked about SWOT. And so we said SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so anytime you're doing goals, anytime you're doing, again, looking at, where you want to go, you want to make sure that you have identified and looked at the cost. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about that. A man that plans on building, did he count up the cost? So have you counted up the cost to see, is this actually achievable? Because if it's not achievable, you've wasted your time, you've wasted your resources, you wasted your energy. And energy grows where energy goes. So you don't have time to waste time. I don't know about you. Actually, I heard somebody say that on social media today. It was one of those reels, and it was funny because it's somebody else doing a voiceover. It's like, life is too short. I don't have that much time. I don't have time to waste time. And I'm like that. I don't have time to waste time. So every time I sit down, I want to make sure the things that I'm saying that I'm going to do are realistic. Okay. Or, well, we're going to get you realistic. They're achievable. So we're going to start there first. So are they achievable? So my goal again, in getting at least 25 people when I launch my new curriculum program. Is that realistic? Mm-hmm. Is it achievable? Yep. So what steps do I need to take to achieve it? Like I said, got to get that team together to help get that out and get that to the masses. And so how do I get it to the masses, to people that I don't even know? Again, get that team to make sure that that happens. And again, I'm a part of that too. So I'm going to be a part of that because remember, I'm an interactive person. So I'm a high eye. So I always want to touch people. I want people to have this great, rewarding experience. Okay. And so do I have the resources and are there any barriers? Well, there are some barriers because I don't know how many people are actually going to receive it. I don't know how many people it has to get in front of in order to have mine. Now, I know what the numbers say. And so in marketing, I can look towards if I'm doing massive email campaigns, or if I'm doing stuff out there, I might have anywhere from about 2 to 5% of how many of our people that see it get in front of it. Well, here's another thing that I know. We used to say people need to see stuff about 7 times. Now people need to see stuff about 21 times, 27 times, 36 times. People need to see stuff more. But it used to be, if you touch them at least 7 times, you had a greater rate of success. And so all of those variables are unknown for me, but they're not, because I know what statistics say. So I can use the statistics to help me. And so I need to understand that and know that could be a barrier, that could be an obstacle, but I'm not going to allow it to be an obstacle or barrier because I'm going to use the data. What does the data say? Okay. So is my goal achievable? Yes, it is. And so again, I'm going to write this out when I'm writing out my goals. And what I'll do for everybody is I'll put my actual SMART goal, a sample SMART goal that I have written. I'll put that inside of the Facebook group because I didn't put it on here. And so I'll make sure I put that on there so you can see a full one written out. Then we get to the R. So remember I told you the R. Is it relevant? Okay. And so is it truly, again, realistic? A relevant goal explains what is the connection to the goal to your life? What is the benefit? Okay. Add another R. So I like to add another R to it. And so I try to stretch people. I want you to stretch it. See, if you see at the bottom of each one of these slides, it says expand or amp your goal. So amplifying it, motivating it, and prioritizing it. So I also want to add risk to it. Is it risky? Does it scare you what you have to do? Because I don't want you to lowball. Now, all the time it's not going to be a risky goal because you have to set some baby goals, some foundational goals for your bigger goals at times. But for what I'm talking about right now, yeah, this is. Is it risky? Is it scary? Yeah, because it's unknown. Again, I could launch something, it could flop, but it's okay. And even if it does flop, the wonderful thing about things when they flop is you're never, ever a failure. So let me stop for a second and give a sidebar. Again, I want the thing to scare you. I want you to aim high in your goals because see, this is what we do. We play it safe. I played it safe. I played it safe for almost 20 years. God showed me about doing my businesses and everything over 20 years ago. But I played it safe. And then every time I had the opportunity to really run and take the baton with my business, I'd be like, nope, it's not working. And I only worked it for like 90 days. I only worked it for 6 months. Well, few years, I worked it every year, but I did it as a hobby. And this time I'm really, really serious. And so, yes, this goal scares me. This goal of making sure that I have the right curriculum out there for the people does, because I don't know whether it's going to be rejected or it's going to be received, but it's going to go out there. Why? Because the benefit is helping the people and helping the masses. I know I have a lesson and a message for the masses. Again, I spent almost 20 years in leadership, learning from some of the greatest people in the country. And I would say even the world now, because now I'm even learning from international people. So I want to be able to give that information out to other people. All right. So we want you to be a part of that. We want you to be a part of that. And so here's what you can do is to keep this in mind. Tyler Perry, I'm reading this book. Actually, I got it right here because it's my book that I'm reading daily right now. Remember, I told you I read constantly. My goal is to read 2 to 5 books a month. And I kind of slacked because I told you I wrote 2 books this year, or I wrote 1 book and I was the editor in chief for the 2nd book. And so that took a lot of energy. And so I wasn't reading. I was reading like chapters and excerpts and stuff like that. So I did a lot of reading, but I wasn't reading full books. And last month I started back my reading. I was like, I got to get back on course. They say successful people, millionaires, they read constantly. The average person reads 1 book a year. Isn't that sad? 1 book a year. And so my goal is to make sure that I stay with the top achievers. That's what I want to do. So anyways, I'm reading this book called The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires by Dennis Kimbrough. He's out of Atlanta. Fantastic. I found him on YouTube accidentally because I was following somebody else, Dr. George Fraser, to be exact. And I was following Dr. George Fraser, and then somehow or another, Dennis Kimbrough, they were at something together, and it popped him up. And then I started getting all of his books. So anyways, in the book, he's talking about Tyler Perry. And he's talking about how Tyler Perry took $12,000 to start and do his first play. It totally bombed. Then the next year he did a play and it wasn't successful. And the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year. And just as he's tired as he can be, he goes ahead and does another one, but he changes his routine for this one. And he gets local pastors and local choirs, and he pulls them in. And that was the final thing that blew everything up for him. And you all know he's a mogul now, right? So make sure your goal scares you. Make sure your goal has some risk in it, because you don't want to play it safe, because you don't know how many people, and you might not want to have millions. You know, again, I never wanted to have millions. I was okay. I enjoyed my little nice salary job that I had. I was able to travel, take my children places, do stuff that, you know, I wanted them to have, giving them a life that I wanted them to have. But now I do. I seek to have $1 million organization, not for myself though, because I have a nonprofit that I want to be able to run, and that needs money. I have people that I want to be able to pour into, and that takes money. I have missions that I want to go on, and that takes money. I want to be like some people that I met through Lisa Nichols, and they live on one of the islands, and they were able to bless 400 families with like full groceries for all of their stuff during the pandemic. You know why? Because their income changed, added some zeros to what they were doing. And that's why I do what I want to do. And that's why I want to do it. And so again, make sure that stuff scares you. Make sure it scares you. If it doesn't scare you, I want you to think about it. And then the last one is time bound. So you're going to put a time stamp on it. So here's where the juicy juice comes in. This is the 90-day mark. Okay. So for your year, so these are your year goals that you're going to do on here. So you're going to do 3 SMART goals. It's in the workbook. 3 SMART goals. Don't want you to do a whole lot. 3 SMART goals. Remember, I told you all yesterday that I had 3 goals, 3 buckets. Bucket number 1, bucket number 2, bucket number 3. Bucket number 1 had to do with my business. And again, launching and getting my courses off the ground. I focused this year on that. That was my number 1 priority. And then number 2 priority was getting my book finished. Remember that book that I told you I started in 1999? And I thought in 2001, oh, it's getting published. and life me. And then bucket number 3, my conferences, my speaking engagements. And so got that off. Bucket number 2, bucket number 3, again, were secondary to bucket number 1. Bucket number 1 was the priority. And so you just take yours. What are your priorities? And just figure those out. Just take 3 of those goals. Are they professional goals, dealing with your career or your business? Are they social relationship goals? Again, dealing with, your networks, or are they lifestyle goals? You decide what goals that you want to seek out and then do those. Well, mine were all business goals for this year. Now, the relationship piece came in and the social goals, I was able to meet those goals. So the other stuff that's on that 5-year sheet and the one that's on the 10-year sheet, I was able to still get those things in because I prioritized these and I was very deliberate with my time. So we're not getting into that with this one, but I think I am going to do a short challenge about that. We have a lot of people that talk about time management. Can I help you dispel a myth? You cannot manage time. And I know what people mean when they say that. We allocate time. I allocate my time every day. Today, for instance, by 9 o'clock, I was done what most people have to do in a whole day. You know why? Because I wake up between 3 and 5 every day. Now, it just depends on what my body is experiencing. When my body is just like, okay, I wake up at 3 o'clock. If my body needs a little bit more rest, I give myself that time, but I'm up every day by 5 a.m. And I've started my morning routine. I do a routine called the perk. Okay, so I have 4 things that I do routinely every single day. I praise, I make sure that I read something, I have something motivational, and I do some type of physical activity, exercise. Okay, that's every morning. That's a part of my power morning, and I call it perk. Okay, so time, I can manage, I can allocate my time correctly instead of trying to manage it. Because I can't. Time is going to escape you. But because I'm deliberate and intentional with my time, I block out my time. But again, I can do that. I'm an empty nester. My husband works outside of the home. And so I don't have a lot of distractions. So if you got distractions, you figure out, sis, how you can do it. But make sure that you are doing it. Allocate your time. I'm telling you. And then the other thing is squeeze stuff in. You can get a whole lot done in 5 minutes. You can get a whole lot done in 10 minutes. I promise you, you can. All right. And so that's a whole nother thing. And I actually coach on that. So if you need some help and assistance, I'm here. You can hit me up. You know how to get me. BridgetBrownJackson.com. All right. So anyways, your SMART goal is going to be time bound. And so you're going to ensure that there's a time to it. And so we're going to have 90-day goals. Okay. So you're going to take these 3 goals. We're going to chunk them out in the first 90 days, the second 90 days, the third 90 days, and the last 90 days. You're going to chunk all of those out. And then from there, here's what the juicy juice is. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to make them even more powerful. You're going to get that punch. We're going to pour that secret sauce on there, and you're going to get more done. I promise you, in your first 90 days than you did last year or the year before in a whole year. Now, if you power people, I'm not talking about the people, you might be some power people watching this, but I'm talking about the average person really has not even thought to do this because it's not really taught. And again, I did a lot of this stuff in my professional realm, but I never transferred that over to my personal life. Now, killing it, getting a lot done and using my time wisely. We use time. You hear me? We don't spend time. We use time. Now, there's people that spend time and they waste time, but I want you to be a time user, not a time spender. Okay, so that's the T. So like I said, I'll give you a sample one. I'll do a couple different samples. I have them in my book. So if you have my book, powerful, growing you and unlock your purpose, there are some samples in there, but I'll shoot you some samples as well inside the She Wrote a Miro group. So define your deadline. When is your deadline? And for you, I'm suggesting 90 days. Do 90-day chunk, 90-day chunk, 90-day chunk. And then I'm going to show you again tomorrow. We're going to talk about how to take that 90 days, chunk it down to weeks, chunk it down to days. I'm telling you, this is the master plan. All right. So our call to action for tonight, I want you to make sure you do at least SMART goal number 1. Okay. And so remember, I said the other day, this is not etched in stone. You can have multiple iterations. So it's okay if you change it later. At least start it. So between tonight and tomorrow, please, I'm begging you, please pick this up and do it. Okay. Please pick it up and do it. And so you're going to complete page 15. And then I want you to go to the She Wrote a Miro group. So by any chance, if there are people watching on YouTube and you're watching this and you're a man, this is for women. So the group is for women. But if you're a man and you're actually watching this, you know, I'm not going to hate. I will help you. I can shoot you some stuff out. You just can't come into the Facebook group. Okay. But if you need some information and you need some stuff, definitely hit me up in the comments on the Facebook page. Or again, you can go to hello@BridgetBrownJackson.com. And remember, Bridget is unique. I'm unique. It's spelled unique. So know that. BRIGITTE. All right. Okay. I love to play around with that. And then I want you to tell your accountability partner. Who is your accountability partner? Tell them your intentions. Because when you tell them their intentions, guess what? They're going to hold you accountable. Now, that could be your child. That could be your friend. That could be your mother. That could be your father. That can be, you know, anybody. It could be a colleague, a coworker, but tell somebody to hold you accountable so you can hold yourself accountable. All right. So that's the call to action for tonight. Hope you got that. And then I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all can see my shirt. I got some more merch, right? So this one is in purple. The one that I wore on Monday is in red. And I have it in white. And I will wear the white one tomorrow. But this one is going on shirts too. Those haven't come in yet. No more procrastinating. Cross out the I can, cross out the I will, check the I did. End of story. End of story. You did. So do your SMART goal worksheet so you can say, I did. Okay. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's add that. Let's add some fun into the She Wrote a Miro group. So once you do it, type in there, I did. Okay. And last but not least, I want to share with you again, as I shared last night, I do have a membership that's opening up in the month of December. It is definitely more than $29 a month. But for the first month, I am allowing people to come in for $29. Again, that's for the first month. And here's the great thing about this. I take all the risk. If you don't like it, you can say, Bridget, please give me my money back. And guess what I'm going to say? Here is your investment back. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm going to refund you 100% of the investment that you did. Now, I went out to eat yesterday with my son. I actually went out to eat today with him too. And it was accidentally because I had to go out. We're catering for somebody and doing something that somebody that lost a loved one. And so I was out at the stores. And so I grabbed my son. He was nearby. And so I just took him for a ride. And then I thought, you know what? I've been doing a really good job for the past 2 weeks on this eating thing. I haven't been eating any sweets and I haven't been doing anything. And I said, you know what? I'll just give myself a little treat. So I went to the restaurant just to get a little bit of dessert and end up ordering the appetizers for my son and ate a few of them myself too as well. My point that I'm making, the meal and leaving the tip was about $26. Again, that's special. where you're going to get some incredible, incredible things, only $29. And here's what happens for the month. You have weekly calls similar to this. You can ask live in it. So it's a live Q&A time, getting information, other stuff that's going to be put in there, some freebies, even a swag gift. Yeah. So for $29, I promise you, I'm not making any money on that. But I want to bless people. And I want people to see how important it is for you to invest in you. As women, we give to everybody. When do you give to yourself? Have you given to yourself? Have you poured into yourself? If you can't answer that as yes, then I need you to make sure you invest in you. And then I don't want anybody to do what I did. I froze again for 20 years. And then I had thoughts for probably about 10 of those years. I don't know if I can do this. And then I tried it. Oh, and it worked. And we had clients and we had people from all over the state of Michigan come into our workshops and doing all this stuff. And I said we, because it was my best friend and I, we had a business together. And then got really excited about what we were doing. She became a principal. I became a principal. And the dream was still there, but I was busy making other people $1 million organizations fruitful. It's like, wait a minute, it's time to make Bridget's stuff fruitful. And then the limiting thoughts came and said, but you really didn't do well the last time. Remember, you did it and then you didn't finish it. And it really is not a whole lot of money in that. And and just all of these thoughts. Let me tell you about the professional development world. It's a $38 billion business. 38 billion. I said billion with a B, not an M. So this is a great market to be in. Then here's the other thing, but it's so many people doing it. Nobody can take what you have, sis. Nobody can do what you do. What God has for you is for you. I have a group of people that are waiting on my lesson. You have a group of people that are waiting on your lessons. So please make sure whatever you want to do, do it. Do it scared, but do it. And invest in yourself. You don't have to invest in me. You don't have to do that at all. But what you need to do is definitely make sure that you invest in somebody. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach. And so you want to make sure you have a coach, and that coach is getting you from A to B, and then A to C, and then A to Z. Here's the thing that I want you to realize, though, with that. I want you to know without a surety that coach is going to be the best person for you. If you ask them, do they have a coach? And they say, yes, they have a coach. Oprah has coaches. Will Smith, Denzel Washington, they hire coaches. And if you look at them, you're like, wait a minute, they're masters in what they do, but they still hire coaches. So make sure you have a coach in your life. Now, that's different than an accountability partner. That's different than somebody that, again, is helping you. That's even different than a mentor. You know, sometimes we don't want to invest. And I'm telling you, I was that way. And when I didn't want to invest, I was just like, I didn't have it. I was just like, da, 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 da. And it was so funny. COVID hit. I didn't have that lucrative job that I had. And I was able to do stuff during COVID that I wasn't able to do in 17 years of being a principal. I was just like, go figure this one. The point is, you'll make a way how you need to make a way. And so I want everybody to understand this. Again, it does not have to be me, but I want your success. When I say this, I truly mean it from my heart. My goal is your success. And so that means doing everything possible to get to that place that you want to get. You got this. You have this. Everything that God has promised you is for you. So lead that way. Lead that way. And again, I want to show my shirt because I'm so excited about my new shirts. I can, I will, I do. End of story. So let's get those SMART goals done and let's say end of story. All right. So if you have any questions, I see some people that are on YouTube. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not in Shiro to Miro. And so if anybody else is in Shiro to Miro, let me see if I can get in there. Okay, I'm in Shiro to Miro now. I don't see any questions in there. I don't see any questions on Zoom. And hey, Kalita, how you doing tonight? I see somebody that's on YouTube as well. So if you all don't have any questions, we're going to close out with prayer. Again, go to the Shiro to Miro group and do, I'm trying to see the chat. Okay, hey, I see you say hey. All right, so if nobody has any questions, we're going to go ahead and pray and close out. We're 3 minutes over, and I want to admonish people's time, value your time. It's very, very important to me. So, Father, we thank you right now for your goodness, your kindness, and your mercy. We thank you, oh God, Lord, for this night. Lord, we ask, oh God, Lord, that your people would hear you, oh God, and do the things that you have called them to do. I thank you right now for each woman that is represented, each one, oh God, Lord, that hears right now in live, and those that will be listening later in the replay. I thank you right now for what you are doing. I thank you right now for blessing. I thank you for touching. I thank you for showing them, oh God, Lord, that goal setting is so very, very important. You shown over and over in your word how planning is important. Lord, I thank you right now because your word in Jeremiah 29:11 says that you would have them to prosper. And Lord, I praise you right now because you know their expected end. I thank you right now for everything. I thank you for the actions. I thank you for what they're doing. I thank you right now for the results that are coming forth. And I thank you, oh God, Lord, like your word says, bless when they come in and bless when they go out. We praise you right now for what you're doing. You are God and God alone. And we just give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. We consider it a privilege that you gave us another 24 hours, and we will honor you in everything that we do every day that you give us life. In your majestic name, amen and amen. Praise God. So everybody have a good night. Thank you so much for joining. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the secret sauce. So I don't care what you do. Make sure you are here tomorrow and bring a friend. It's not too late. They can still register. So come out tomorrow. And again, go to the Facebook page. Let us know how this has been a blessing for you.